All right, team. G-Man, this one's for you. This is one of the replays that Electric Step sent me, so I haven't watched it yet. We're just going to hop right into it and see how it goes. Okay, the half flip to boost. Nice. I feel like this positioning is pretty decent. Just waiting on what happens. Playing their touch. Perfect. I think you could have been a little bit sooner to try to get the boost as well. Okay, a lot of things to say. So I think you could have dove on this immediately, like pre-flip, like right here to make sure you beat this person to the boost. So that way you can take a challenge and get boost. Just a little thing that'll help like your team win the overall resource trade. So I think that could have helped. Right here, I think you really want to go for that mid boost. It might not have been there. It could have been replay bug. I know I just rewound. But either way, you need to be rotating out wide to just be ready for anything that could happen. You want to have the whole field covered. Instead, you don't have a lot of boost, first of all. This pad's not even here. And you're driving towards midfield right now, where if the play were to spill out towards midfield, you very possibly could be too close to make a play on the ball. And also you need to be getting boost. So it'd be way better to just swing out here, grab this boost, because you might also need to be swinging towards back post right now. And when you're swinging out way over here, you have this boost. You can maybe even grab this full boost if you still need it. You can go all the way to back post if that's where the play goes. And if you just match the speed of the play, you can turn in at any moment that you need to. It'll be fine. But here you might almost be too close. Like the net's not fully in front of you anymore. The play could easily flip-flop to getting behind you. Like look how you're rotating towards back post right now. You're rotating through the middle of the net, and you don't even have full boost. So you could have got way more boosts while you're getting here, and you're getting here too soon. So three big mistakes as you're rotating back as third brand. One, you don't have enough boost. Two, you're not actually going into back post. And three, you're getting there way too soon. You're going to have to, in a few seconds here, slam on your brakes once you turn around because you're just going to be here too soon. Well, you didn't slam on your brakes. Instead, it was just a double command. But now you're just so awkward because you double committed there. Here, you don't need to be going for this ball. This is Crab's job now. Don't worry about it. This is threes, not twos. You have another teammate. You have more time to rotate. You either need to go downfield and grab this boost, and you could be a passing option for Crab right now. Or if you don't know if he has a clear shot, grab this pad, go behind him. Instead of directly at him. You don't need to take this ball. Where are you going? This ball's behind you. Let your teammate have it and rotate out. Let's watch this again. So you bump him. I know that creates awkward things. You know that he's behind you. It's your ball now. Whatever. Now you go for it. It didn't take the bounce you wanted. Take the boost. Go downfield. This person, PR8, probably doesn't have a great touch. No matter what he does, is going to be saved. Honestly, odds are very likely that he's going to get a bad shot on net or whiff the ball, and there's going to be a very good chance that your teammate has a boom, which means you can be a passing option. In this moment right now, you have all the information you need to be able to realize you can grab this full boost and go on the wall / downfield and be ready for a pass. But instead, you turn back on the ball when you have two teammates there already, and you're just going to clog rotation. Like you have no play on this ball. Let your teammate take it instead. Also, you need to make sure you're not just giving the ball away here. You have enough information now. You can see where the next person who's going to challenge you is. It's this X-Faded guy. You don't need to beat him. If you can beat him, you only want to do it if you can beat him and then get a 50 afterwards, or beat him and maintain possession, or beat him and force them to get a bad touch. You cannot try to go for a beat that's going to cause you to give up possession in the process. I don't even think you have like this touch. Like there's no option. There's no idea that you need to beat him right now. You saw that he's not challenging you, so this is a little bit of like a panic flip. You could have just taken this up the wall. Realistically, especially if you're not confident in it, you should make this play. You know that you have a teammate behind you now. Electric Step obviously is not in the best position, but you know you have Crab behind you to make a play. You should just be looking to take a really solid 50 right now. And instead you do this. That is extremely detrimental. Luckily, it didn't go directly to Fatty Chocobo, but it 100% could have. If he was just a hair further back positioned, he could have like a shot on net. He could have had a banger off backboard. He could have popped it up for himself. He could have done anything. You just gave him a perfect pass almost. I like the idea there. Swing through, seal boost. Perfect. Once again, so this is the second time now where immediately you like turn towards midfield. You need to just stay wide. It's fine. It's fine. You have full boost. You can cover a lot of the field immediately. Stay wide. You can maybe even steal this boost too. Like come out here. And you should be positioned almost more like sideways. Because if you're positioned right here, then you can cover anything over here. You can cover like this whole cone, right? Where when you're positioned here, now your cone looks a little bit more like this. And that there's no way you can get anything threatening off of this. You might be able to stop the ball, but when you're going to be challenging the ball head on, so very likely they can just pop it over you. It's going to be a lot harder of a challenge. And if you do challenge head on, it's probably just going to go directly into the backboard or into the corner, and that's not where we want the ball. If we challenge a little bit from the side, we can take the ball up the wall, we can bounce off the wall and then attack the net, something like that, or we can get a pass to a teammate a little bit easier if we attack from the side. It also allows us to turn back and shadow a little bit more. We just have way more options from this position rather than facing directly at it from this position. This is just like a little bit scary when they have possession. You might get bumped. They could also just flick it over you. Just feels a lot more threatening when you're in this position. So just the second time where I'd rather you have just stayed wide instead of hurrying up and getting back towards midfield. And I think that's why you had to like panic jump on that, because you were pointing a little bit too directly at everything. Okay, electric step kind of cuts you off right there. It's perfect. That's your ball to go for. Nice. I think I would have liked for you to try to go a little bit faster and recognize this. I think your timing was a little bit off when you were doing that little back and forth thing. Electric step does make it awkward. But now you should be continuously going forward. I guess you kind of did. And I won't be too nitpicky, but I think on this challenge as well, ideally you could challenge from inside of the field and flip towards the outside, so that way the ball goes towards the corner, most likely. This is going to be a little bit safer. You kind of flip going towards the left, going from towards the inside of the field, which is more likely to make the ball go to the inside of the field, which it does, which is more likely now. If this ball just didn't go quite as fast, or if X Faded was in a better position, he could have had a shot on net, right? You could have passed it right to him again. So it would have been a little bit better of a save to try to save that towards the corner and towards the outside. And these are the types of plays that happen more frequently than you think. And if you're just positioned a little bit more wide instead of the midfield, if you're just positioned a little bit wider, you'll have a way easier time getting to these balls. Now, that was a crazy ceiling pinch, but stuff like that happens a lot. I think you could have stayed on that ball too. We'll watch it again from your position. You see where electric step is. You see that he's behind you. Just go for this ball. You're just... I think it's fine that you go to card cam so you can better get a position... understanding where you are in the field, where your opponents are. You should just be watching Fatty Chocobo right now and just waiting for him to do something on the ball and just mirror him. And if he doesn't do anything, you can just catch this ball and try to take it up the wall. And or you could just 50 into it and flip sideways into it, anything. You just got to make a play on this ball. You can't just leave it like that. Ooh, and missing the boost. And going back for the boost, you're going to get scored on here and it's all your fault. Okay, you didn't get scored on. But once you miss that boost, you got to play the ball now. Hopefully you can get both, but you greed the boost instead. I think you'd recognize that. Good clear to the side. Ideally, you would have kept that instead of electric step or whatever. You just had a better angle. You jump really early on this. I don't know what causes you to do that. Honestly, in my mind, if I were you, what I'm thinking right now is, oh, PR8 beats me to this ball all day. And maybe that's why you jump really early, because you're like pre-jumping in a sense. But if you have to pre-jump that hard, you can more likely just try to predict where he's going to go, which is most likely up here. And you can cover a lot of stuff from on the wall up here. So I think if you would have just played up here for that touch, waited for him to pop it up, and then you could jump off and try to dunk him, it might have been a little bit better. Nice pass back, though. Unfortunate that guy was right there, but I like the idea. I don't watch your rotation. This is fine. That's fine. You were a passing option. I like the idea. Yeah, I don't think there's much you could do here. I think Electric set me up to do something better. So, something that both you guys did wrong. Somebody needs to play defense whenever the backboard pass towards midfield is threatened, like the ball's going to bounce off here and just come straight at you towards midfield. Somebody needs to be positioned right here, facing this way. So as soon as that, so they're basically positioned in like as a shooter almost, and they're just going to hit it to the side, to the corner. So either Electric Step needs to do that, and if he doesn't, then you need to do that. So you should be following close right now instead of going back post. I know I always scream about back post, but sometimes you don't have time, and sometimes it's more important to cover this part of the field rather than covering the net. So you should have just followed him and been right here. And look at that. Easy save. Which also Electric Step should have done the exact same thing. But neither of you guys did that, and people don't do that enough. I think that's one of the biggest differences between Champ and Grand Champ. Good kickoff. Good recovery. And you guys score from it. Nice. Not much to say about that. That's fine. Crab maybe could have gone for that. Alright, I don't know what you're about to go for. I mean, I kind of know that you went for a pop and then I air dribble, but ask yourself right now. Play the imagination game. Pause this right now. Think of as many different options of what you could do with this ball right now. We'll watch it again so you can kind of get the speed of everything. Because the option you chose, I don't think is the option I would have chose, which doesn't mean that I'm right. You chose to pop it. The reason I'm not the biggest fan of doing this is because the ball is going to have too much speed going a little bit to the side, and you're going to have to use everything you can just to nudge it a little bit back to the left to try to get it on net. What I would have voted for is just roll this up the wall over here, grab this 100 pad, boom, you're going up the wall, it's free play. Go for triple musty, whatever you want to do. I think that would have been much better than trying to go for this type of air dribble play. Like, you don't have a whole lot of options. I like the idea of once you did make that touch, like you kind of tried to get a little bit of like a double touch in there. Not a bad idea, but I want to make sure you think about the fact that you just take it up the wall. Okay, a little bit of an own goal, we take those. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Okay, they hit it right into you. You have time. Take it up the wall. Nice. You do take it a little bit too far forward. If you are going to take, like, you took it too far forward and you didn't jump to try to 50. You just hoped that PR8 didn't dunk you properly. You can't afford to let this happen. You either need to fully go for like an outplay so that he can't dunk you directly on net by hitting it like above him, by going straight up the wall. Or honestly, what I would do in this situation is just take the 50. I would just flip into this to ensure that if he does challenge me and hit the ball, he doesn't dunk me directly into the net. There's a very real chance that when you don't jump off the wall, it bounces directly off like the top of your car right into the net. And that happens a lot of the times in champ/low champ lobbies. And if that happened, it would be 100% your fault. Nobody should be prepared to have to save that. So you got a little lucky right there, I'd say. Also, once you're here, okay, so you're here. Think about all the options you have. Honestly, not very many. And so you're not choosing an option, which is great. You don't have to choose an option. But now you eventually randomly choose an option once you get close to the corner and you do this little flip thing. Like, there's nothing positive from this that's coming out of you deciding to flip into this ball. You are just 100% giving away possession. What you could do is just follow it, and catch it on the ground. Try to do a play. If they don't challenge you, if this guy keeps shadowing, you catch it on the ground, boom. You can even cut it midfield maybe for a pass. You can just get it, you can flick it off the backboard. Once you catch it on the ground, you have so many more options. So you want to get to a place where you can have more options. Or if he challenges you by the time you get on the ground, just take a 50, and you can try to 50 it out towards midfield, which would be a great pass, honestly. They don't have anybody covering this lane right now. So if this guy challenged you and you take a 50 here, put it behind Fatty Chocobo, free goal for Crab. But instead you do whatever this is. I hope you cringe at yourself a little bit looking at this. That's the point of VOD reviews. Bang! Good try. They were ready for that. He maybe could have got there a little bit sooner, I'll be honest. Like, look at all this time. He already made contact. You're not boosting, not boosting. Now you're boosting. And you stop boosting for a second there, too. You could have got there a lot sooner. This is another one of those options thing. I don't know what you're trying to go for, but I know what I would go for. Honestly, there's two really good options you could do right here. Maybe just one, because Crab is messing up the other one. But I think the best option to do is roll it up the sidewall, baby. And you got free play. It's like free play. Yeah, if Crab wasn't there, you could try to catch it on the ground and just quickly attack the net and try to get a one-on-one. Either of those are good. Yeah, maybe that's what you tried to do. This touch honestly turned out to be pretty good too. You just need to go for it now. See? Nice, you score off of it. Sweet. I just don't think this touch is the most consistent. I bet if I made this a training pack right now, you would not get this touch again. That's pretty crazy. But good stuff. Good decision to follow it up. Good touch. Put it low. Once again, good kickoff. I think you hung out a little bit too long there. I think that was clearly Electric Steps' ball. Nice. Good decision to know that that's Crab's ball. Boom. Nice. You guys both got baited. I mean, I understand a little bit more why you got baited. Crab 100% should not have been up too, because it's not that risky for you to jump for this because you're rotating this way anyway. Crab should not have gone up. But because of that, your last back, you have to get to this. That's crazy. That's actually insane. I would have owned gold there, 100%. Yeah, that's not your fault. You could have been here. You didn't full commit to being the passing option. Like, you kind of saw Crab and you got scared. And look how similar you guys are in what you're covering. You should let Crab play worst case. You should be playing like best case. You should be up here waiting for a cross like this. I know it came off of a hard 50 and stuff, but you should just be playing across. You never play like this is like the third time I said you should just be wider, but instead you're same side of the field. You split up and you're coming at the ball from this way. Bang! That's a free goal, but now it's way harder to shoot that. I mean, you did a great job from where you were positioned, but if you just positioned better, it'd be way easier to score that. Good bump. Now you have to get back quick, though. Okay, this is, again, I don't know if this bump was worth it because of exactly what happened. I said good bump because you got it, but I think you had to take such a straight path to the net as on your rotation back as you're getting this bump that it'd be way better if you rotated on just the wider angle. Once again, go wide. Because the benefit of going wide is you can easily match the tempo. There's more pads, and you can cut in whenever you needed. So you'd be here. You'd see that this happened right here. You could cut in on this ball. Cut in any infield stuff that happens. Electric Step has net covered already. You cut in on this, boom, take it to the corner. But instead, you guys double commit, almost kind of triple commit there, because you took the inside path. You had to see that bump coming. You just need a little bit more awareness on that one. Well, push up, help him, help him, help him. You had Crab behind you. You didn't have to wait for this. Oh, oh my, oh, good try, good try. Those are awkward. Oh, missed a few pads. This is awkward as well. Oh my, I don't know what I'm watching anymore. This is just a scramble now. Try to get a pad. Oh, okay. This is one tip I have for these scramble situations. I actually think I'm pretty decent at these scramble situations. The key is to, one, not panic, and two, grab, if you're on like 2 boosts, basically, you need to grab at least 1 boost pad. If you grab at least 1 boost pad, you can make almost any save because you can actually make it to the crossbar. If you don't have any boost, you can't make it to the crossbar. So if you like have to stretch thin to make it to the corner of the goal, you can't. So right here, you need to make sure you're grabbing this pad. This pad is what makes scramble situations possible. And honestly, sometimes these two. But mostly this one is like the holy grail. The fact that you didn't grab that pad is crazy. Because you'd be positioned right here, like you can't do anything. This ball could easily go over your head right now, but if you had 12 boosts, you can get to it. You got kind of lucky that nobody was on that. I still can't do anything. And then when you have the ball going down the sideline, I don't care how much boost you have. You should be going for a 50 now. And getting speed. You want to get as much speed as you can. So you can like jump, go sideways, wave dash on the wall here to try to get some speed. Just get the ball rolling directly in front of you. Just roll it, roll it, roll it. Take a strong 50. If they don't challenge you, you get this full pad, then you can do something at this point. If they all just pull back from there, so. But don't do this. Why are you taking it up the wall? Nice, you have to get back. You could have been on that ball. You waited way too long. The reason it's okay to go for this ball like this is if you jump right now and you turn sideways, you can land on the wall and try to get a 50 after and get a second touch. Or you could have just 50'd with that person. You can't just be sitting here watching when you have full boost. Like, they should have scored right there, but instead they hit the wimpiest shot of all time. It looks like you guys are basically just going to win right here. Yeah. They should have sent that to overtime right there at the very end because you hesitated. Overall, I think there was like a lot of little things in there that I think can really take your game up to the next level. The main thing, taking those 50s on the sideline. You cannot afford to get dunked on the sideline. Yeah, there was like 3 times almost where you didn't necessarily get dunked, but you went for beats or you gave the possession of the play away. Just take those 50s if you don't have anything else you can do. That's my number 1 tip. And then obviously the various little things that I mentioned throughout this whole replay. The other thing, swing out wide. So swing out wide, take those 50s on the sideline. Those 2 things will be huge. But good stuff.